What is going on, everyone? This is Ninja Geek here, and today I wanted to talk about my first impressions of the new DLC 2, Eclipse and Black Ops 3. Of course, only available on the PlayStation 4 for now, and then a month later on Xbox and PC. And I've only played each of these maps, each of the 4 multiplayer maps once. I've not gotten a chance yet to play the Zombies map, so hopefully I do that soon. But this review is just going to be simply on the multiplayer aspect of the DLC. And note, this isn't my full, review of the maps or what I think of the maps so far, but this is my first impressions of the multiplayer maps, since we just got them today. And I wanted to talk about them because I'm really busy today. I'm on vacation from school, but I was really busy today, so I didn't have a lot of time to play. But from the time that I did get to play, I played each of the 4 maps one time, and I played Rift and Uplink, and all the other 3, that being Verge, Spire, and Knockout on TDM. So those are where my opinions are coming from. So without further ado, I'll get right into reviewing my first impressions of the multiplayer maps. Now, I want to talk about, I usually go from worst to the best in my own opinion. So I guess I'll start off with Rift first, because first of all, Rift is last because it's not only one of the worst maps that is in Black Ops 3, it's one of the worst maps, in my own opinion, that I've ever played on. Cancer is the best word to describe Rift. They should have, instead of calling it Rift, they should have renamed it to Cancer. That was probably the code name before Vonderhaar looked it over and decided to change it to Rift so that the community wouldn't be in an uproar about why a map is called Cancer. Because it literally is Cancer. Now, I know I played it in Uplink, so it's a different game mode than TDM, which is what I played all the other ones in. But I was busy today and I didn't get a chance. I'm going through the lobbies. It's giving me Metro and it's regular TDM, and I'm like, why the hell is it giving me Metro? I want to play some of the new DLC maps, but yet I'm playing on Metro, so I kept backing out of the stock maps. Because anyways, first of all, even if there was no DLC, who the fuck would want to play Metro anyways? It's a shitty map. Better than Rift, though. I'll tell you that, though. Rift is just Cancer. There's way too many flank routes. There's way too many spots you could fall off and die. I mean, who honestly thought of that mechanic, too? Like, yeah, let's make a map where our player base is going to play and enjoy falling off the map to their death about 10 times each match. Like, that's not fun. That's not interesting. I don't know who thought about that, but you need to fire that man, whoever thought about that idea. And second of all, like I already said, there's too many flank routes on the map. It honestly reminds me of the DLC map from Black Ops 2 called Detour. Another shitty map, by the way, if you never played it. That map was Cancer in Black Ops 2. I hated playing on that map. It had too many flank routes on it. And although Rift doesn't have the undersection to Detour, I guess you can say, it has enough flank routes on it, and plus the map is so damn dark that I can barely see anyone on it. Even though they're wearing their disco party gear from the 1980s, I can barely see anyone on it. So Rift has lighting problems, it has flank routes, like too many of them, and it has map fatality problems. Rift is one of the worst maps I've ever played in my Call of Duty history, and that's why it ranks last. I don't know who designed this one, but stay away from Rift. It's first impressions as playing it. Now, maybe playing it in TDM is better. My first impressions are to stay away from Rift. Number 3 is Verge, and you may be thinking, why the hell is Verge number 3? It should be top, right? I mean, it was a classic map from World at War, but when I think of classic maps, I think of popular maps, not maps that nobody's played. So I don't know who thought of the idea to bring back Banzai from World at War. I didn't know what it was until I looked it up. And even then, it didn't even look that great of a map to begin with, so I was kind of skeptical. As I am here in Black Ops 3, the map really doesn't play that well, and I did play it in TDM. I've heard that it plays better in, like, an objective game mode. But it really, there's way too many spots. I mean, not, like, I guess there's not too many flank routes, but there's way too many spots you could just kind of hide and camp in the tunnels. It's really campy. I haven't noticed a lot of snipers on that map, but yet there's not a lot of snipers in Black Ops 3, so I guess that would explain why, in the match that I played of it. The map looks nice, but overall, it doesn't really play that well, to be completely honest, and I don't know, I thought that this map was going to be like the map of the DLC, like, oh yeah, it's the remake map. I mean, even though I didn't know what it was probably going to be a good map, like, just like Skyjacked apparently was. I never liked Hijacked, never liked Skyjacked, the same, but here, we got a Banzai from World at War, and it just, I don't know, I did not enjoy playing on Verge, but it was a hell of a lot better than playing on Rift, I'll tell you that. Number 2 was actually the first map that I ever played on, Spire, from this DLC. When I first got on and I got into Spire on TDM, I was like, I don't know, this map doesn't... So it seems more like Skyjack to me, another remake of Skyjack, but then I'm looking at it and I'm playing it and I'm actually doing pretty well on it. And that's, you know, besides the point of that I'm doing well, but it actually has a really nice flow to it, and I thought that I wouldn't like it because it has, like, too many wall running spots on it, and I'm just not that type of fan that wall runs everywhere and does these crazy Black Ops 3 jumps. I'm not that type. But it actually played really well, to be honest, so I'm glad that a map that I didn't expect to do well actually succeeded the other maps of the DLC. So Spire is number 2, and that's what I think. I mean, I only played it in TDM. I don't know where the domination flags or anything are on that map, but overall, I like the name of the map. The map looks nice. All of them look nice, except for Rift. Rift is too dark, in my opinion, but Spire is a great map, in my own opinion, and it's not like an amazing map, like, oh, you should definitely get this DLC because of Spire, but it is definitely a playable map, rather than something like Metro or something stock within the game, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely a step up from the stock maps in Black Ops 3. And number 1, as you should all know by now, is Knockout. I had a feeling this would be number 1. As soon as I looked at it, it looked the best. It looked like Castle from World at War. It plays amazing. Knockout is one of the best maps that I've ever played in Black Ops 3. It literally plays that well. I played it obviously only in TDM, like I said. I don't know how Domination or anything acts on it, but I know that where the flags are, like the B flag is in that middle right there, and you kind of have a lot of protection from yourself, so I think that the B flag would be a good spot to cap on this map. The overall layout, there's not a lot of water routes, or there's no water routes actually on this map, which I think makes it a better map. And they have the special disco room. I mean, how could you go wrong? How could you not disco when you're playing the map? I mean, most of the times, every time I go into that room, when I was just in that one match, all I wanted to do was drop my controller and start dancing around like I was in the 1980s party room again. Like, I was, you know, doing my moves. And so Knockout is one of the best maps, not only because of that, but it flows and plays so well that it should have been, if that was a stock map in Black Ops 3, it would be the number 1 map. It would be the Nuketown of Black Ops 3. That's for sure of what I would say. So what can I say, taking away the information from DLC 2? At first thoughts, is it better than DLC 1? Yes. Because the maps that we got in DLC 1 weren't that great. All of them, they weren't like the worst things ever, but none of them really stood out. Like a grind from Black Ops 2, or in this case, Knockout from Black Ops 3. None of them really stood out, but they weren't bad. So it was kind of like averagey, and the Zombies map obviously was excellent. I haven't played the new Zombies map yet, but I will hopefully soon. And, so that's really it on my thoughts on that. Now, getting into these multiplayer maps in Black Ops 3 for DLC 2, I think that Knockout and Spire are really good maps, yet Rift and Verge are kind of on the lower end of the okay maps, like getting worse off, and Rift is one of the worst things I've ever played in my entire life. So, you know, what can I say from this? Do you want all okay maps, or do you want 2 really great maps and 2 really shitty maps as far as my first impressions goes? That's how I see it. I would definitely say, I don't know, I haven't played the Zombies map yet, but I'm sure it's going to be great. I mean, I've seen giant, like, in the trailer, I've seen giant spiders, just the whole theme behind it. It looks excellent. So I would get the DLC anyways just for Zombies. But yeah, that's it on my first impressions. Leave your comments below what you think if you have the DLC. Let me know if you played any of the other game modes on the maps, because I've only gotten a chance to play one time on each map in the game modes that I specified. And that's just my thoughts. So I'll see you on the next one. I'm Ninja Geek. I'm out. And peace.